Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm an Arizona realtor and I've built a multi-million dollar business with my husband by using what I learned from being a teacher. Now I'm bringing the steps I took to leave the classroom and become a top producing agent and team owner. So grab your coffee, cherry vanilla Coke, or maybe even a cocktail, and let's begin. Hi, friends. How are you? I was brainstorming new topics, and on May 24th, 2022, the topic was kind of chosen for me. It was that day that an active shooter entered an elementary school in Texas, opened fire, and ultimately took multiple lives. My heart goes out to all of those who are involved, the teachers, people in the community, anyone who is connected to that community. Anyhow, I want you to know that I am thinking of you. I'm praying for you. As teachers, I feel like our biggest fear is being in a position where we need to protect our students and we can't. Now, I don't think any of us go to school and are prepared for an, an event such as this. But it could be something as small as, like a kid that's allergic to bees, getting stung by a bee. Like, we feel like we should be protecting our students. I think it's kind of like that parenting role that, even if you're not a parent, your students are your kids. And so, I wanted to share my deepest sympathies. I'm very sorry. I will continue to pray for the school and the community as they try to wrap their heads around the events that took place. But it does bring up discussions among other groups that need to take place, which is about safety. Now, as a teacher, we spend a lot of time, especially at the beginning of the year, and we go over we call our procedures. What is the procedure for this? What is the procedure for that? And we do all of these different safety procedures, right? If there's a fire, what is the protocol? How do we get in line? Where do we go? Where's our meeting point? What does it look like? How do we, and we prepare these kids for this. If you're in a specific area in the US where you may experience a tornado, you prepare for those. What about an earthquake? Obviously, an active shooter. But let's talk about safety in real estate, right? Okay, so in this episode, I wanted to discuss realtor safety. Now, as you're preparing to get your license, you spend a lot of time studying vocabulary. You go through scenarios, you study this exam prep, right? Then you become a real estate agent. You get with a coach, maybe a trainer or a mentor, and you're going to learn about how to be a real estate agent, right? How do you help a buyer? How do you represent a seller? How do you stage a house? How do you set up a house for an open house? How do you fill out paperwork and what paperwork needs to be done, right? But how much time do you really spend on safety? Because ultimately, safety is a major concern no matter where you're going, right? We all want to be safe. We all want to get home safety. So anyhow, the National Association of Realtors created what's called a Realtor Safety Program. And that program was put into place to reduce the number of safety incidences that would occur in the industry. Their goal is that every realtor comes home safely to his or her family every single night. And they accomplish it by creating safety plans and kind of showing what needs to be done, right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share kind of what I feel are some good safety tips, some things that I think you should kind of keep in mind as you're in the industry. Some of them you may think, oh, well, yeah, of course I would know that, right? So, let's talk about weather, right? I'm in the state of Arizona. So preparing for my weather is a little bit different than, say, Chicago or, another place like that. But you need to make sure, one, that you're dressed for the weather. For example, if your car breaks down, okay, right now it's May in Arizona and it can get pretty hot during the day. We're talking, I think right now it's about 106, but it can get very hot. Now, one of the things that you would want to have in your car as a real estate agent in Arizona is water. The reason why is if you were to, have a breakdown and your car's not starting or whatever it is, you need to have water so that way you do not dehydrate. If you're maybe it's the winter time, okay? You want to make sure that you're dressed for the weather, that you have those things, and you also want to make sure that you have anything that you could help to kind of get out of like a dangerous situation. Maybe if if the car broke down or if it went into embankment, do you have blankets? Do you have different things like that that could kind of keep you warm? Here's another one, and this is for your safety, so that way you get home. Guys, always be aware of your surroundings, especially when you are meeting a client or arriving at a showing. Never walk into an unfamiliar area while you're texting. All right, guys, just put your phone away. Okay, the text can wait. The social media post can wait. All right. When you are in an unfamiliar area, or even when you're in a familiar area, you need to be aware of your surroundings, and you cannot do that if your head is down and you're looking at your phone. Here's another one. They have what's called the 10-second rule. And basically, every 10 seconds, you should be kind of assessing the surroundings just to kind of see what's going on, being aware of those different things. It's a way that you can kind of avoid being in any type of difficult situation. Now, we're all on social media, right? We share lots of stuff. Now, you need to be real careful and considering what you share. Um, you may even want to delete old posts. You may want to make sure that those can't be saved or copied, because if you're a real estate agent and you're putting a lot of stuff on your real estate post about like your kids, where your kids go to school, where you live, all these different things, guess what? People are seeing that, okay? And you don't know who is seeing that. So make sure. Here's another thing. Make sure that you prepare your vehicle for an emergency, especially if you're traveling long distances. Some of us are real estate agents in rural properties, rural communities. So make sure that you pack your car with jumper cables, bottles of water, blankets, first aid kit, different things like that. Things that we don't really think of are super good. Now, here's the thing. What would happen if you were being attacked? Okay. One tip that a lot of people share is always run in the direction of other people. The person who is attacking you is usually not going to engage in a pursuit. That could increase your possibility of being able to get away, and also hopefully getting them apprehended. Um, if you are, well, you know what, we'll come back to that. Let's talk about if you're traveling to show a property in a rural area. Now, it's super important to know some alternative routes in case a road might be closed. GPS may not work. You may not have Wi-Fi, so make sure that you have like an actual paper map. I know a lot of people do not carry paper maps, but guys, if you live in a rural community or you're going to be showing properties in a rural community, it is a good idea to have a paper map, just because your Wi-Fi may go out. Answering texts while driving. Guys, just don't do it, okay? When you are answering text messages or looking at emails or doing anything like that, if you're distracted, you are 23 more times likely to have an accident. Seriously, 23 more times, okay? Um, this is when you're sending out mailers. So a lot of us as real estate agents, we're sending out mailers. We want to tell people, hey, we're your neighborhood realtor, and, we'd like to help you in the purchase or sale of a property. Guys, do not leave your home address on any mailers. Use the office address when you're sending that. You don't want to share your home address with clients. You would follow the exact same protocol for emails by using separate work and personal accounts. Just make sure that you're keeping it professional. They do not need to know where you live. You can say that you're a neighbor without actually giving them your address. Okay. What about your internet, right? Your computer has a lot of personal information on it. Okay. We keep files on our computers of all of our clients, right? So make sure that you're keeping your data safe. You can do this by changing your passwords regularly, also keeping things backed up. If you are driving around and your computer's in your car, take your computer with you. The last thing you want to do is have someone break into your car, get your computer, and then be able to have some of your clients' information. So make sure that you are being safe about that. Don't assume that everyone has left the house when you are showing an open house. Okay, so make sure you check all the rooms, make sure you check the backyard, and everything before you actually close those doors and go ahead and finish up leaving. All right, I've got another tip, right? Okay, so we all, as real estate agents, we all get those signs, right? beautiful picture of us, our phone number, all that kind of stuff. Well, one of the tips that was shared was consider using only your first initial and your last name on your for sale signs, and not having your picture. And the reason why is it's a way to conceal your gender and prevent anyone other than a personal acquaintance to ask you, or to have your information. So let's say that, and some people think that's odd, like why wouldn't I just put my first name on there? Um, so let's say that I am hosting an open house. Okay, I have a listing, hosting an open house. It's me. All right. Now I know you can't see me through whatever you're listening to me on. Hello, I'm here. But I am 5 foot nothing. I weigh about 115 pounds, I think was what I weighed last time I got on the scale. So I'm a little girl. Okay, now I'm feisty. I got some fight in me, okay? But I am a small girl. All right. So let's say I'm going to have an open house. Now, if you remember correctly, your parents always said, do not let strangers come in the house, right? Well, guess what? As a real estate agent, everyone is a stranger. And of course, we're going to let them in the house because we want to sell the house, right? So you're sitting in a house by yourself uh, for quite a few hours, right, through the day. There is a sign outside that not only has your name, so that way they know you are a female, but it also has your picture. And you're telling them to come on in. Now, tip number one, never, and I say never, host an open house solo. Guys, it's just not safe. Okay. Find a lender, find a buddy, have your spouse or a friend come and sit with you. Can people always ask me, can your spouse or could a friend come and sit at the open house? Absolutely. They cannot act as a real estate agent. They cannot answer questions. They cannot do anything. They could open the door. They could say, welcome, come on in. This is the open house. Here's a flyer, and they could hand them a piece of paper. They just can't act as a real estate agent. Okay. So never, never, never host an open house solo. All right, another thing, when you're hosting an open house, now this is more safety for the people that you're representing, your clients, but make sure that they are locking up or taking any of their belongings, especially prescription medication. Take it out of the house. Okay, the last thing we want to do is have someone come to the open house, actually come through, case the joint, and then come back and rob it. Okay, so make sure that they're taking their valuables out of the house. Another thing, get to know all your prospective clients before you actually show them the property. Now, people always say, well, what does that mean? That means have them meet at a coffee shop or at the office or at a McDonald's, a Chick-fil-A, doesn't matter. Okay, but meet them somewhere in public so that way you can kind of get a feeling about this person. And guys, listen to your intuition. If you feel uneasy, have someone else with you when you show the property, or just don't show the property, okay? Your life is not worth being put in a dangerous situation. Here's another thing. While you're showing a house, I don't care if this is someone that you've always shown, it's someone you know, it's your friend, it's whatever, do not take phone calls, okay? If you absolutely have to take the phone call, make it short, make it simple. This will minimize the time that you're unaware of your surroundings, any potential safety concerns. And maybe it's not even that you're going to be in danger of being hurt by someone, but I mean, like you could fall, okay? You're walking around in someone else's house. It's not a house that you're familiar with. You don't know if the floor is uneven. You don't know if the floor is slick wearing those types of shoes. So just prevent any type of safety hazard. Here's another one. Make sure that your phone is fully charged before you arrive at an open house, a showing, a meeting with a client, or anything like that. Also, carry a portable charger or a power bank to charge your phone while you're on the go. If you have an Apple device, they actually have Apple magnetic chargers that just magnet right back on the back. All right, guys, I got a couple more. Another one, invest in a secure hotspot. Okay, so if you are in a place where there is limited Wi-Fi or maybe your reception's not so well, if you actually invest in that hotspot, then you don't have to worry about losing your internet. All right, guys, here's the last one. All right, if you are a buyer's agent, okay, that's someone who's helping buyers, right? Drive through the neighborhood prior to a private showing or an open house. And these are things that you should be looking for. Are there any broken streetlights? Are there any abandoned properties? This will allow you to have a plan if a safety incident should occur. Guys, I don't want to scare you. I don't want to make you think that you can't get into this profession. I don't want you to make you think that it's a dangerous profession. But just like teaching, we always plan. Okay, we create a safety plan. That doesn't mean that our all of our schools are going to burn down or that we're going to have tornadoes or earthquakes, but we want to prepare ourselves. We want to make a plan. We want to create best practices that are going to ensure that we get to come home at the end of the day, right? Now, guys, if you are thinking about a switch to real estate, I would love to support you and bring you into our collective group of agents. We have partners in multiple states, and throughout our coaching and our training and our support, they're actually leaving the classroom and they're going full time. Those who don't want to, that's fine. They're able to supplement their income and save for the future. So let's connect and let's chat on ways that I can help you reach your goals. Guys, going into real estate can seem scary. Starting something new can be a challenge, but you keep the attention of 24 to 32 children a day, 7 hours, right? That's a long time. You maintain peace in a sea of hormones and body odor. You can do this, and I'm here to help. Guys, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Jackie Durbin AZ and at Teachers in Real Estate. Also, like, share, and rate this podcast. And if you need help or you have state specific questions, reach out to me and I'll gladly help you. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week. Bye.